Chapter 303, Lying Through Her Teeth, You Guys Didn't Die? Moru cried out in surprise. Moyu glared at Moru, and he hurriedly added, What Moru means is that it's great that you guys are fine. They have the advantage in numbers. When we saw that you guys were taken away, we were really helpless. Now that we've gathered all of our senior and junior brothers, we were going to save you guys. The few Spirit Radiance sect disciples behind him chimed in. That's right. Senior Brother Bai told us that you were all taken away by the people from Heavenly Gate's sect and we're going to save all of you. When Yun Chuo and the other two heard Bai Moyu altering the truth, they were so angry that their faces turned red. Bai Moyu, you're spouting nonsense. It's clear that the three of you colluded with the people of Heavenly Gate's sect. Bai Moya's face was filled with shock. Junior sisters, although we may have some personal grudges in the past, we are all disciples of Spirit Radiance sect. How could we do such a terrible thing? Junior sisters, you can't malign us just because we weren't able to save you back then because of our limited abilities. Yun Chushan also said softly from the side, That's right. The 5 individuals from Heavenly Gate's sect had superb spiritual power, and we really had no choice. We're also very sympathetic to your suffering. After all, as women, after encountering such a thing, it's indeed slap. Before Yun Chushan could finish her words, Yun Chujio slapped her twice. Yun Chushan was stunned by the slap. She never expected that Yun Chujio would slap her without a word. Yun Chushan, shut your stinky mouth. You want to know what happened? Truthfully, those 5 people encountered a demonic beast horde and were already doomed. Bai Moya's eyes flashed. They encountered a group of demonic beasts? How are you all fine? Yun Chujio sneered. Hearing what you said, are you regretful that we didn't die? The 5 of them discovered a high-grade bright lotus plant and made my 3rd sister and the others fight for that bright lotus plant. I took this opportunity to save them. It's really a case of karma. They didn't expect that the bright lotus plant would be guarded by a group of 5-ringed, silver-horned snakes. When we left, they were already surrounded by that group of 5-ringed, silver-horned snakes. Although Yun Chuo and the other 2 did not have any expression on their faces, they were dumbfounded in their hearts. Little Jio, how on earth did you train your ability to lie through your teeth? You speak of fictional things as if they're real. If we weren't personally witnessing it, we would have believed you. Moreover, these words could be used to advance or retreat when needed. Even if the 5 corpses were discovered, they could still justify themselves. After all, when they left, those 5 people were not dead yet. Anything could have happened after. Bai Moyu and the others saw that Yun Chujio and the others' expressions were very natural, and what they said was reasonable. After all, the temptation of high-grade earth-rank spirit medicines was too great. If it were them, they would also go and pick them at all costs. Yun Chujio originally wanted to find an opportunity to kill the Bai siblings and Yun Chushan, but now that the other disciples of Spirit Radiance sect were there, it was not easy to do so. Therefore, Yun Chujio planned to bring Yun Chuo and the others away. Bai Moya's eyes flickered a few times. Junior sisters, why don't you follow us? There's strength in numbers. Even if we meet people from Heavenly Gate's sect, we aren't afraid. Although Bai Moyu said so, he felt that Yun Chujio and the others definitely would not agree. Unexpectedly, Yun Chujio said with a clear voice, All right, let's go together. Yun Chujio thought to herself, since we can't find 4th brother and the others for the time being, why don't we follow Bai siblings and the others? At least we can prevent them from framing 4th brother and the others. Chapter 304. Yun Chujio must stay. Although Yun Chuo and the others did not know what Yun Chujio meant, they were already used to going with Yun Chujio's arrangements, so they did not say anything. Bai Moya's eyes flashed with a hint of viciousness. It's great that you're all throwing your lives away. In the next few days, Yun Chujio and the others trained with the Bai siblings. However, Yun Chujio's actions angered the Bai siblings. Every time a demonic beast came, Yun Chujio would retreat far away and cheer them on. Good fight. Put in more effort. I have high hopes for you. Bai Moru. You too have the highest spiritual power. Hurry up and attack. Why aren't you exerting your strength? Are you not willing to let us benefit from your prestige? Bai Moru angrily shouted, Yun Chujio, why aren't you attacking? Yun Chujio said with a matter-of-factly, because my spiritual power is the lowest, and am the youngest. You guys are so powerful. Shouldn't you take care of a young seedling like me? Besides, I don't share your spoils of war. What are you unhappy about? Bai Moru almost choked. Yun Chujio kept her word. She really did not want any spoils of war. It was as if she was just watching the scenery with them. The others did not have any thoughts seeing Yun Chujio acting like that. After all, she was only at the 4th level of spirit enhancement. Even if she participated in the battle, she would not be of much help. They were so happy that they did not have to share anything. That day, they found a piece of black category, low-grade jade bellflower, and they were extremely excited. Oh my God! There are more than 100 of them. Our points will increase significantly. That's right. Our luck is really great. This is a black category, low-grade spirit herb. Today's harvest is equivalent to a few days' harvest. What made them even more ecstatic was that that piece of jade bellflower did not even have a single demonic beast guarding it. Their luck was simply superb. The group had just picked a few jade bellflowers when they heard a sneer. Stop. These jade bellflowers belong to Heavenly Gate sect. If you don't want to die, get lost. The people from Spirit Radiance sect raised their heads and saw more than a dozen Heavenly Gates sect disciples. They were clustered around a beautiful woman. It was Su Yenran. Su Yenran glared at Yun Chujio viciously and then inadvertently exchanged looks with the Bai siblings. The one who spoke was a male disciple of the Heavenly Gate sect. His attitude was extremely arrogant. Didn't you hear what I just said? Quickly leave. Otherwise, it'll take your little lives. The disciples of Spirit Radiance sect immediately became indignant. Are you being reasonable? We were the ones who discovered these jade bellflowers first. Reasonable? We only care about brawn. Why don't we spar? With our junior sister Su here, all of you will die. The disciple of Heavenly Gates sect said proudly. Along the way, they had robbed many disciples from Spirit Radiance sect. They were practically invincible. Bai Moyu seemed to be in a difficult position. He thought for a moment and said, Everyone, although these jade bellflowers are hard to come by, we don't stand to lose much. There might be high-grade spirit herbs ahead. Let's go. Although the other disciples of Spirit Radiance sect were unwilling, the Bai siblings had the highest spiritual power, so they could only obey. Just as the disciples were about to leave, Su Yenran said, You can leave, but leave Yun Chujio behind. I want to resolve some personal grudges with her. Bai Moyu's eyes flashed, and he said in a difficult manner, Cousin Yenran, can you let Yun Chujio go this time on account of your brother? Su Yenran sneered, Cousin, we belong to 2 different sects, so don't try to build a relationship like in the secular world anymore. Yun Chujio must stay. Otherwise, all of you will die. Bai Moyu pretended to be troubled, turned around, and asked the people of Spirit Radiance sect, Everyone, although this decision is very difficult, the bigger picture is more important. Let's go. Chapter 305. If you step out of the ring, you lose. Yun Chu sneered. If you want to leave, you can leave. We won't give up on little Jio. Yun Chuki and Su Yun also stood in front of Yun Chujio, protecting Yun Chujio behind them. The other disciples of Spirit Radiance sect looked at Bai Moyu and then at Yun Chujio, feeling a little conflicted. Su Yanran's spiritual power was superb, and they were indeed no match for her. However, they would not be able to live with their conscience if they disregarded the lives of their fellow disciples. Seeing their hesitation, Bai Moyu's eyes flashed as he said, Everyone, I understand your feelings, but even if we fight head-on, it'll only cost us our lives. It won't be of much use. Since that's the case, why strike a stone with an egg? Bai Moru was somewhat impatient and said with a sullen face, Forget it if you don't want to leave. Brother, let's go. When the people of Spirit Radiance sect saw that the Bai siblings and Yun Chushan had left, they felt a little scared. The 3 strongest people had already left. If they stayed here, would they not be waiting for death? Yun Chujio looked at them and said faintly, Senior brothers, you can leave. I won't blame you. After all, we're not relatives. We're just fellow disciples. Last time, I offended Su Yenran for the sake our spirit radiance sect's honor. Consider this as something I deserve. Fifth sister, you guys should leave too. Let me die in the hands of Heavenly Gate sect. For the sake of our spirit radiance sect, I'll die without regrets. When the disciples heard those words, they could not help but blush with shame. That was right. Why did Su Yenran want to kill Yun Chujio? Was it not because Yun Chujio defeated her in the competition previously? Why did Yun Chujio want to? She wanted to protect Spirit Radiance sect's honor. They actually wanted to escape at the last minute and hand over the lives of their fellow disciples to the Heavenly Gate sect. Were they even worthy of being members of Spirit Radiance sect? They were simply not human. Junior sister Little Gio, we're not leaving. At most, we'll die together. 20 years later, we'd still be the good guys. Right? We're not leaving. Even if we die, we'll drag someone down with us. What's so great about Heavenly Gate sect? Damn it. It's still not certain who will win or lose in the end. Bai Moyu, who had walked some distance, could not help but frown. However, now that things had come to this point, there was no way to end it, so he could only continue walking forward. In any case, these people would die in the end, and the sect would not be able to trace it back to them. Seeing that the disciples of Spirit Radiance sect were naturally good people, Yun Chujio decided to put away her tricks. Yun Chujio motioned for everyone to stand back, and then looked at Su Yenran a few times. Su Yenran, you forgot something very important. You can't kill us. We just need to crush the Jade Token and we'll be out of this mystic realm. Su Yenran was stunned. That was right. How did she forget about that? The disciples of Spirit Radiance sect all slapped their thighs. That's right, they did not need to die at all. They had all been led astray by Moyu. They would be fine once they crushed the Jade Token. How stupid! Su Yenran, I know that you feel very indignant about losing to me last time. How about this? I'm the kindest person. I'll give you a chance. Let's have another competition. If I lose, I promise that I'll never use the teleportation Jade Token. If you lose, you'll immediately take your people and leave. Also, you're not allowed to cause trouble for us in this mystic realm. Whoever breaks the oath will be struck by lightning. Do you dare to agree? Besides, I'd already crushed my Jade Token. I wouldn't be able to use it even if I wanted to. Su Yenran thought that as long as Yun Chujio did not use the teleportation Jade Token, she would have the confidence to kill her. Hence, she sneered, all right. I agree. Let's do it. Ah, your personality is really too impetuous. No wonder you can't beat me. I haven't said the rules yet. Let's draw a circle. Whoever comes out of the circle first will lose. How about it? If you agree, we'll take an oath. Su Yenran snorted coldly and swore. Yun Chujio, who was at the side, also made a decent vow. Then she took out a rolling pin and drew a circle with a diameter of about 30 feet. Yun Chujio and Su Yenran entered the circle. Yun Chujio was happy. Come on. Let's begin. Come and beat me to your heart's content. The people of Spirit Radiance sect could not bear to look at her. Junior sister Little Gio, are you stupid? Who asks for a beating themselves? Chapter 306. Just playing with you. Su Yenran looked at Yun Chujio suspiciously. This bitch has many bad ideas. Did she prepare some chili noodles again? You can only use that insidious trick once. If you use it again, I'll use my spiritual power to put up as spiritual shield. You can't hurt me. Come on, be happy. There's a lot of time anyway. Yun Chujio hummed a little tune and signaled Su Yenran to come hither. Su Yenran was livid and slapped Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio did not even dodge. She just stood there calmly and continued humming a tune. Yun Chu and the others were so scared that they closed their eyes. It was over. Su Yenran's cultivation was at the peak of the 8th level of the spirit enhancement realm. This slap would definitely kill Yun Chujio. Why did they not hear Yun Chujio scream? Everyone opened their eyes and saw that Yun Chujio was still standing there with a smile on her face. On the other hand, Su Yenran had a dumbfounded look on her face. Why, you have a defensive spirit tool on you? Yun Chujio shrugged her shoulders. Yes, there's nothing I can do. I'm too weak. Our sect leader gave me dozens of defensive spirit tools to protect myself. Go ahead and fight. I reckon that you won't be able to hit me even if we fight until tomorrow morning. When the time comes, I'll just kick you out of the circle. Whether it was the people from Spirit Radiance sect or those from Heavenly Gates sect, they all had blank expressions. Dozens of defensive spirit tools? Yun Chujio, are you kidding us? Not to mention you're an unimportant servant. Even the sect elders don't have that many, okay? Su Yenran gritted her teeth in anger. You're spouting nonsense. I'm going to beat you to death today. Yun Chujio spread her hands. You don't believe me? Then hit me. I'll sit down and rest. After saying that, Yun Chujio really sat down on the ground and took out a spiritual fruit and started eating it. Su Yenran was so angry that her head was about to smoke. She hit Yun Chujio more than 10 times in a row. Unfortunately, these attacks were all blocked by an invisible spiritual barrier when they were 1 foot away from Yun Chujio. Su Yenran refused to believe it and continued to wave her palms. Yun Chujio suddenly smiled at Su Yenran and said in a crisp voice, Su Yenran, I'm going to use hidden weapons. Be careful. Su Yenran was afraid that Yun Chujio would use the chili again, so she quickly raised her spiritual shield. She did not expect Yun Chujio to smile evilly before saying, I'm just playing with you. You're so gullible. Su Yenran was so angry that she kept twitching. She removed her spiritual shield and tried to hit Yun Chujio again. Unexpectedly, Yun Chujio raised her hand again. Su Yenran, I really used a hidden weapon this time. Su Yenran quickly raised her spiritual shield again. Then she heard Yun Chujio giggle. You idiot. I was just teasing you. After doing this a few times, Su Yenran was about to explode with anger. Hence, when Yun Chujio said she would use a hidden weapon again, she did not dodge at all. Instead, she raised her hand and attacked Yun Chujio. Unexpectedly, Yun Chujio was serious this time. She threw a big sack at Su Yenran. Su Yenran wanted to use her spiritual energy shield, but it was too late, so she quickly turned to the side. Before Su Yenran could react, Yun Chujio threw a few big sacks at her. Su Yenran was afraid that there were chili inside, so she did not dare to hit them and could only dodge. Ha! You're out of the ring. You lost. Yun Chujio clapped her hands and said with a smile. Su Yenran looked down. She was so focused on avoiding those sacks that she was indeed out of the ring. Why, you cheated? Su Yenran could not accept the fact that she had lost again. There's no such thing as cheating in war, do you understand? Cut the crap and leave quickly. We still have to pick the jade bell flowers. We don't have the time to deal with you. Yun Chujio put the sacks on the ground into her storage ring. The items inside precious and could not be discovered by others. Su Yenran's beautiful face contorted with anger, and she was bleeding from her fingernails. However, cultivators valued oaths very much. If they broke an oaths, not only would they be punished by the heavens, they would also form inner demons. Therefore, although they were unwilling, they could only leave with the people of the Tian sect in anger. A certain realm's spiritual energy crashed into the wall. How could there be such a huge difference in intelligence between people who lived on the same continent? Are you all pig-brained? Just kill them immediately. You still want to make a bet out of it. Can that pig brain of yours beat a little weird like Yun Chujio? Looks like the realm spirit would have to personally make a move. Chapter 307. Little Gio was still inside. Junior sister Little Gio, you're really great at the art of deception. The people of the Heavenly Gates sect have suffered a loss. Junior sister Little Gio, you're really too smart. Junior sister Little Gio, don't tell me that your sack is filled with chili noodles? Yun Chujio waved her little claws. It's a small matter not worth mentioning. Everyone, hurry up and pick these jade bell flowers, lest others take advantage of them. Everyone felt that it made sense and quickly picked the jade bell flowers. Yun Chujio claimed that she was on sentry duty, but in reality, she was standing idly by the side. Suddenly, the sky began to darken. A huge pressure descended on the entire Trial Mystic realm. Many disciples could not help but kneel on the ground. Some even began to pant. Yun Chujia's scalp was slightly numb. She quickly shouted to the people behind her, "Things are changing. Hurry up and crush the jade tokens to get out." The people did not dare to delay. They crushed the jade token and disappeared on the spot. "Little Jiao, don't just stand there. Quickly take out the jade token," Yun Chua quickly said when she saw that Yun Chujio did not move. Yun Chujio smiled bitterly in her heart. She wanted to crush it, but her jade token was a fucking defective product. Yun Chujio did not tell the truth. If she did, Yun Chu and Yun Chuki definitely would not go out. Thus she said, "You guys go first. They'll join you at the end." Yun Chu and Yun Chuki were used to following Yun Chujia's orders. After hearing her words, they crushed their jade tokens and disappeared. Sigh. They're all gone. I don't know if I can use this jade token from Heavenly Gate sect. Let me try. Yun Chujio took out a jade token that she had found on Zhang Xiong and the others. After crushing it, there was no reaction. Sigh, I knew it. This jade token is connected to spiritual sense. It's useless to use someone else's. Although Yun Chujio had already expected that, she was still a little disappointed. I want to see what kind of tricks this mystic realm is playing. Yun Chujio simply sat cross-legged on the ground and began to cultivate. The pressure in the mystic realm grew stronger and stronger. Other than Yun Chujio, the trial disciples had all crushed their jade tokens and were teleported out of the mystic realm. Outside the mystic realm, the elders of Spirit Radiance sect and Heavenly Gates sect did not pay much attention to it at first. They thought that the disciples that were teleported out had encountered some kind of demonic beast. However, as more and more people came out, they felt that something was amiss. After the elders interrogated them, they finally understood that something had happened inside the mystic realm. Therefore, they began to count the number of people. Both Spirit Radiance sect and Heavenly Gates sect had lost more than 10 people, which was normal. Disciples would perish in every trial. However, why did the ancient mystic realms suddenly underwent a change? Elder Xiao. Elder Chu. Little Jiao hasn't come out yet. Little Jiao is still inside. Yun Chu said with a sobbing voice. After Yun Chu and the others came out, they waited for a long time but still didn't see Yun Chujio come out. They immediately panicked. Elder Xiao and Elder Chu looked at each other, and their hearts moved. Could it be that Yun Chujio caused the change in the mystic realm? Elder Zhang of Heavenly Gates sect had lost his grandson, so he was not in the mood to keep track of the results. Instead, he kept finding people to interrogate about Zhang Xiong. Bai Moya's eyes flickered. Yun Chujio had most likely died in the mystic realm. Otherwise, he could pin Zhang Xiong's death on Yun Chujio through Yanran's cousin's mouth. She was lucky to have died in the mystic realm. Su Yanran also heard that Yun Chujio did not come out, and she could not help but smile coldly. Good that she was dead. Yun Chujio, didn't you boast that you were smart? Yet you died in the mystic realm. Chapter 308. The realm spirit that was dumber than a pig. Since this was an unexpected situation, both sects were caught unprepared. However, they decided to wait and observe. The Heavenly Gates sect decided to see if they could find any clues because Elder Zhang had not found out the cause of Zhang Xiong's death. Spirit Radiance sect was naturally doing this for Yun Chujio. She was a rare heavenly thunder root spirit. Most importantly, regardless of whether anyone admitted it or not, Yun Chujio was Patriarch Linghua's personal disciple. Nothing must happen to her. However, Elder Xiao and Elder Chu had an inexplicable feeling that Yun Chujio would not die. After all, she was a little weird who could not be killed even after 10 hours of heavenly lightning strikes. How could she die so easily? After a certain realm spirit forced all the disciples in the trial to leave, it secretly withdrew its pressure. If this continued, the low-level demon beasts in the mystic realm would probably choke on their farts too. The realm spirit thought of several ways to harm Yun Chujio, and in the end, it chose a plan that it was the most confident in. Yes, it decided to use heavenly lightning to strike Yun Chujio to death. Although you have the heavenly lightning root spirit, a person's veins and dantian contain a limited amount of lightning power. The power of lightning is the most brutal. This realm spirit will make you explode and die. Ha! I am really too smart. Yun Chujio noticed a thick and heavy dark cloud floating above her head. She smiled and said, "Yo, this mystic realm can even produce lightning? Interesting. Time to feed my grass." A certain realm spirit continuously directed the lightning elements in the mystic realm to gather together to form a purple lightning tribulation. Strike, strike, strike Yun Chujio to death. Boom, boom. The sound of huge lightning strikes could be heard continuously. A certain realm spirit smiled smugly. "Little fellow, even if you have a heavenly lightning root spirit, you can't withstand so many bolts of tribulation lightning. They'll hack you to death. You can't use conventional method to deal with the little weirdo like her. You have to be rough." This realm spirit was smarter. Much better than those pig brains for sure. A certain realm spirit smiled smugly for a while, and then was dumbfounded. This is impossible. Why is nothing happening to Yun Chujio? She's still happily munching on a fruit. Also, why did my thunder element disappear? Sob sob. If there's no thunder element in the mystic realm, how can I intimidate those high-level demon beasts? The realm spirit was dumbfounded for a while, and then it finally turned its head around. Could it be that the thunder element had been swallowed by Yun Chujio? That was not right. If she had absorbed all the lightning energy, then she should have been blown up a long time ago. Why was she still alive and kicking? The realm spirit looked like it had nothing to live for. What should it do? Without the lightning element, the prestige of my realm spirit would be greatly reduced. It thought for a long time and decided to give Yun Chujio a chance to fight back. "Hey, Yun Chujio. You're a little pervert that the heavens can't tolerate. Give me back the power of lightning that you have swallowed and I'll let you out." Yun Chujio chewed on the fruit and curled her lips. "What the hell is this? Come out and speak." The realm spirit was hopping around. "I'm not a thing." Yun Chujio nodded. "Yes, what you said makes sense. You are indeed not a thing." "Yun Chujio, I am a realm spirit. Aren't you afraid that it'll kill you if you offend me?" The realm spirit realized that she had challenged it. It was so angry. This Yun Chujio was really too detestable. "Haven't you already started to harm me?" My jade token was faulty. The place where I was randomly teleported to had thousands of desert scorpions, a tier 8 single-horned devil lizard, and a group of tier 5 silver desert wolves. Oh right, and the lightning strike just now. Just keep attacking. I'll wait for you. Yun Chujio had already figured everything out the moment the realm spirit spoke. The realm spirit coughed dryly, feeling guilty. "Who told you to have the heavenly thunder root spirit that the heavens doesn't allow? I was just following the heavens. You can't blame me. I even showed you mercy. Otherwise, I would have directly teleported you into the cactus thorn." "Oh, is that so? I thought there were some rules or restrictions or something." Yun Chujio said indifferently. The realm spirit almost fell to the ground. Fuck, this Yun Chujio was simply not human. How did she know? How did you know? Yun Chujio said vaguely as she chewed on the fruit. "It's a bluff. I didn't expect you to be so stupid to admit it. You're even dumber than a pig." No. If I said that, it would be too insulting to a pig. Chapter 309. Furry Ball. A certain realm spirit was so angry that it jumped in front of Yun Chujio. "Yun Chujio, hurry up and apologize to me. Otherwise, I'll kill you." Yun Chujio looked at the little thing that was jumping in front of her and almost laughed until she passed out. What the hell was that? It was a furry ball with short limbs, jumping up and down as it walked. Did this furry ball become a spirit? Oh, it was a black ball of yarn. "Stop laughing. If you laugh at me again, I'll get angry." The ball of yarn roared. Yun Chujio tried hard to hold back her laughter. She poked the ball of yarn with her hand. "Hey, it feels pretty nice." The ball of yarn immediately shrank its hands and feet into the ball. Its black fur strangely turned light pink. "Stop, you pervert. How dare you tease me?" Yun Chujio's eyes lit up. "Oh my, you can change colors? Interesting." Yun Chujio stretched out her claws again and kept poking. The ball of yarn turned from a light pink color to a bright red color like blood. Grinned. Then, it began to wail loudly. What? You're bullying me. No one would do that. Not only did you swallow my thunder element, you even teased me. I'm not going to live anymore. Yun Chujio touched her nose. Didn't I just poke it a few times? Is there a need for that? This realm spirit should be a good one, right? Why did it wail at the slightest disagreement? It did not matter that the furry was crying. It started to rain in the mystical realm. At first, it was drizzling, but later, it became a torrential downpour. All right, don't cry anymore. You're smarter than a pig. Wah! Furry cried even harder, rolling on the ground as it did. Yun Chujio touched her forehead. All right. I won't tease you anymore. Furry was still unwilling to let it go and continued to roll on the ground. Are you done yet? Get lost and cry far away. Yun Chujio was furious. She kicked Furry. Whoosh. The ball of yarn was kicked hundreds of feet away. It got up and angrily pointed at Yun Chujio. You vicious woman. How dare you kick me? I'll fight you to the death. The ball of yarn headed toward Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio took out a rolling pin and hit the ball of yarn. I told you to harm me. I told you to be smug. I told you to scold me. I told you to get lost. I told you to make a scene. Bang, bang, bang. The ball of yarn was beaten into a blanket. The ball of yarn collapsed on the ground. It was truly regretful. Why did I have to provoke this scourge? I was looking for a beating. Wouldn't a normal person ingratiate themselves with me when they hear that I'm a realm spirit? Why did this little weirdo not only dare to laugh at me, but also hit me? She isn't human. She's a pervert. She's a scourge. Furry felt that it had nothing left to live for. For a realm spirit to experience what it experienced, it could be said that it had lost all its honor. Yun Chujio looked at a realm spirit who was motionless and her eyes flashed. She sighed and said, Furry, I was so angry that I accidentally hit you. I'm really sorry. What? Furry could not believe its ears. Has the little witch changed her personality? She actually apologized to me? Furry, I'm not targeting you. I'm targeting that. Yun Chujio secretly pointed at the top. Didn't you listen to its instructions and set me up? At most, you're an accomplice. Moreover, you're also a victim. We share the same fate. What do you mean? I'm a victim too? Are you kidding me? How can I be a victim? I'm in a good place. Chapter 310. You will definitely be cheated. Yun Chujio quickly covered her mouth. Blinking her eyes, she said, I spilled the beans. Just pretend that I didn't say anything. You're really good at being a spiritual cultivator. You're really not a victim, I'm just talking nonsense. Don't overthink it. Please don't overthink it. With Yun Chujio saying that, it would be strange if Furry did not overthink. Yun Chujio, you must be hiding something from me. Tell me quickly. Furry looked at Yun Chujio nervously. Yun Chujio frowned. It's really nothing. You're overthinking. Tell me quickly. Otherwise, I'll cry again. Furry felt that it was shameless. Other than crying, it had no other way to deal with this little weirdo, Yun Chujio. Sigh. Alright, then I'll tell you my little opinion. You don't have to take it to heart. Just treat it as if I am talking nonsense. Yun Chujio sighed and said helplessly. Tell me. Furry widened its eyes and was extremely nervous. In this mystical realm, all the demon beasts listen to your command. If you say it will rain, then it will rain. If you say it will thunder, then it will thunder. Don't you think it's awesome to be in charge of this mystical realm? Yun Chujio asked with a smile. Fui's body suddenly swelled up, clearly very proud. TSK. Furry, you're actually very pitiful. Look, this mystic realm is now used by the low-level disciples of the four great sects for the trial, right? When they bring that mirror fragment and shine it on you, you have to open the door for them. When they come in, they're killing your demonic beasts and picking your spiritual herbs. You can't even do a thing about it. Don't you think that you're like a watchdog? Also, your realm spirit might look impressive, but you don't have any real abilities. Even after another 10,000 years, you'll still be like this. Perhaps some mighty figure may not like this mystic realm and will destroy it. Then you'll be dead. Tasty, you've been trapped in this small world for your entire life. It's really sad and lamentable. Sigh, the outside world is full of exciting things, but you're like a frog sitting in a well, enjoying the golden cage that others have made for you. What a pitiful person. Yun Chujio saw Fui's stunned expression. She continued, Furry, I'm a soft-hearted person. I'll say whatever comes to my mind. Don't take it to heart. Actually, you're doing pretty well now. A country bumpkin waiting to die is also not bad. Just pretend that I didn't say anything. Furry felt that its worldview had suffered a paradigm shift. Why did it feel that what Yun Chujio said made sense? That's right, I'm no different from a watchdog. It had to change. The world was so big. It had to go out and take a look. Furry used its 2 short claws to hug Yun Chujio's calf. Benefactor, what you said makes sense. Please help me. How can I get out of this situation? The rolling pin looked at Furry sympathetically. Unlucky fellow. You unlucky fellow. You're just repeating my mistake. My master doesn't have good intentions. You will definitely be cheated. Yun Chujio looked at Furry and let out a long sigh. Sigh. My biggest weakness is that I'm too kind. Too soft-hearted. Although we have a grudge, you're so cute. I really can't bear to let you suffer like this. Let me think of a way. Furry was so touched that she cried, Benefactor. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I deeply regret my previous actions. As long as you help me, I'll definitely make it up to you. Chapter 311. Master, please accept me. Yun Chujio was overjoyed when she heard the word compensation. However, she put on a troubled expression and said, Furry, your situation is really special. If you want me to help you, you have to answer my next question truthfully. Furry quickly said, Ask ahead, Savior. I'll tell you everything I know. How old are you this year? Yun Chujio began to gather information silently. Furry counted for a long time. I can't really remember. Maybe 10,000 years old. Yun Chujio nodded and thought to herself, 10,000 years old and still so stupid. How odd. How long has this mystical realm existed? I don't know. It should be at least hundreds of thousands of years old. Furry had failed to answer 2 questions in a row. It could not help but feel ashamed and its black fur slowly turned pink. Why are the 4 great sects holding the mirror fragments? The disciples in the spirit enhancement stage can enter after they cast the seal? Yun Chujio was very curious about this. She really could not figure out the reason. Could it be that the mirror fragment was the key? They are holding the void mirror fragments. This mystical realm was originally a space within the void mirror. However, 8 fragments of the void mirror were lost. The fragments taken by the 4 great sects came from the same origin as this mystical realm. That was why the mystical realm accepted them. However, they only have the small fragments. They can only allow disciples in the spirit enhancement stage to enter. Finally, a question it could answer. Furry immediately told her everything it knew. At Fui's pleased look, Yun Chujio could not bear to look straight into its eyes. Stupid. Too stupid. You've revealed your true nature. As a black-hearted master, I'm not going to ask for some simple compensation. I will abduct this mystical realm in you. Yun Chujio's expression did not change. In her heart, the sun was shining brightly and 100 flowers were blooming. I only wanted to scam some spiritual herbs off it. I did not expect this mystical realm to be part of the void mirror. Oh heavens and earth, no matter what, I will take this mystical realm and the fur ball today. Yun Chujio suppressed her excitement and frowned as she said, I see. This is a difficult situation. You said you're a realm spirit, but in fact, you're a weapon spirit, just like Little Flame in my rolling pin. Little Flame can leave the rolling pin for a short distance, but not too far. If I bring you out to play, you won't be able to go far. Little Flame immediately understood what Yun Chujio meant and flew out from the rolling pin. Furry, although I can't be too far away from my main body, I can follow Master on the journey. Moreover, I not only get to play, she also feeds me a lot of delicious food. Grilled meat, spirit fruits, Little Flame's narration made Furry salivate. Damn it, Yunchujio was right. The heavens was trying to trick me. After so many years, I've never tasted anything other than spirit fruits. No matter what, I'll leave this damned place today. My savior. I want to be like Little Flame. Take me with you. Furry stretched out its claws and hugged Yunchujio's calf, unwilling to let go. Yunchujio had a troubled expression. That's not right. I'll only work if you let the mystical realm form a contract with me. If that's the case, I'll be your master. Wouldn't you rather be free? I'm willing. Master. You're my dear master. I beg you, master, please accept me. Furry looked like it would cry if she did not accept it. Alright. I'm just too soft-hearted. Although you're kinda useless and this broken mystical realm isn't much, I'll take you in since you're adorable. Yunchujio looked very reluctant. The rolling pin trembled a few times. Master, is it really good for you to be so bad-hearted? I finally understand what Stockholm Syndrome is. Helping you trap Furry is an example. How can this spirit be so stupid? No, I was also trapped in a similar fashion. It's not us who are stupid but my master who is too treacherous. It is simply impossible to win against her. Chapter 312. The Great Void Mirror. Yunchujio frowned and thought for a while before saying, Furry, you have to think carefully. This is your choice. There's no medicine for regret in this world. Furry jumped around happily a few times. No regrets. Master. You're my master. Yunchujio rejoiced in her heart. As long as I take this mystical realm, I will be the landlord. All the spiritual herbs and demonic beasts in this mystical realm will be mine. I'm going to be rich. Yunchujio finally managed to hold back the corner of her mouth. Furry, how do you want to put this on a contract? Master, you can't form a contract with me. You have to do it with the main body of the Great Void Mirror. Follow me. Although it looked silly and cute, it was still very powerful in the mystical realm. With a wave of Hairy Ball's claws, Yunchujio realized that the scene in front of her had changed. In front of her was a huge mirror. An ancient and desolate aura covered the entire space. The mirror was shrouded in clouds and mist, and nothing could be seen. It was decorated with ancient and complicated patterns, but if one looked closely, they would find that these patterns were exactly the same as the patterns on the pillars at the entrance of the mystical realm. However, there were 8 holes on the mirror, which affected the overall beauty of the mirror. Master, drop your blood into the heart of the lotus flower. Furry pointed at a pattern on the side of the mirror and said. Yunchujio nodded, bit her index finger and dropped the blood into the heart of the lotus flower. No one expected that the sudden change of events would produce a strong suction from the mirror which firmly sucked Yunchujio's finger into the heart of the lotus flower. It kept sucking Yunchujio's blood. Fuck. Furry, you tricked me. Furry was about to cry. Master. It's really not me. Maybe your blood is too fragrant. Yunchujio was so angry that she kept sucking. This guy gritted his teeth. If this went on, she would definitely be sucked dry like a mummy. Forget it. At worst, she would just give up this finger. Yunchujio took out a big kitchen knife and was about to cut off her finger. At that moment, the strange grass in her dantian showed its power. A drop of cool liquid flowed out from Yunchujio's index finger. The Great Void Mirror seemed to be very afraid of this liquid, and it suddenly released Yunchujio's finger. Yunchujio fell to the ground. You bastard! You actually want to suck my blood. You broken mirror. I'll smash you. I'll let you break into 1,000 pieces. Yunchujio raised the rolling pin and was about to break the mirror. The mirror suddenly flashed with a white light, and its size suddenly shrunk. It floated in mid-air, and then quickly hid between Yunchujio's brows. Get out here. You actually dare to enter my body. I won't let you off. She was about to explode from anger. Yunchujio used her spiritual sense to look inside and was dumbfounded. She saw that the small and exquisite mirror had already settled down in her dantian. Alright, other than the small purple lightning bolts, one side of her dantian was occupied by the strange grass while the other side was occupied by the great void mirror. You've all King taken over my property. Did any of you even get permission for the owner? Due to her shock, Yun Chujio did not notice that Furry had a moment of dullness. Yes, the dullness that could only be described as being unloved. However, it quickly shouted, "Master, the contract has been formed. This mystic realm is about to disappear. I'll send you out now." Yun Chujio had not even processed those words when she felt a wave of dizziness. Outside the mystic realm, Heavenly Gates sect and Spirit Radiance sect were counting the results of their disciples. Although Elder Zhang of Heavenly Gates sect was sad about the death of his grandson, he could only accept reality. Hence, he began to vent his anger on Spirit Radiance sect. If it weren't for them, sect leader Dugu wouldn't have sent us to the trial. If it weren't for the trial, my grandson wouldn't have died, so it was all the fault of Spirit Radiance sect. Elder Shao, the disciples of your Spirit Radiance sect indeed aren't that good. Not only are their spiritual power levels low, their actual combat abilities are even worse. Your points are 2 million less than Heavenly Gates sect's points. Last time, you relied on that Yun Chujio's unrated method to win. This time, you'll definitely lose. Elder Zhang said disdainfully. Chapter 313. Yun Chujio came out. Elder Shao was a straightforward person. When he heard Elder Zhang's words, he felt a little embarrassed. He actually had 2 million points less than the other party. It was really too embarrassing. There was an outstanding person from the Heavenly Gates sect, Su Yenran. The new disciples from the Spirit Radiance sect really could not compare to her. Su Yenran alone had obtained nearly 1 million points. Elder Chu was much more thick-skinned. He laughed out loud. "Elder Zhang, this trial isn't over yet, right? Perhaps there will be more disciples from Spirit Radiance sect coming out." Elder Zhang laughed coldly. "Elder Chu, are you dreaming? It was impossible for anyone to come out alive. Even if there were disciples coming out, would they be able to obtain 2 million points? No matter how powerful he is, would he be able to surpass Su Yenran? Su Yenran obtained 970,000 points. I won't argue with you verbally. Let us wait and see." Elder Chu rubbed his nose. What do you know? We still have a little weirdo who hasn't come out yet. As soon as that consecutive little Geothunderbolts is released, the low-level demon beasts would immediately choke on their farts. But it hasn't even been a month yet anyway. I'd like to see which other remarkable disciples from your Spirit Radiance sect will come out alive. Elder Zhang curled his lips. The sect was at its wit's end now, and they actually used such a clumsy excuse to cover it up. As soon as Elder Zhang finished speaking, the ancient mystic realm began to tremble violently. A huge wave of air knocked over the nearby disciples, and everyone immediately fell into chaos. What's going on? An earthquake? Could it be that the mystic realm is about to collapse? That's too scary. No wonder the mystic realm was so suffocating earlier. Could it be that this mystic realm is about to self-destruct? Heavens! We should hurry and get further away. This is an ancient mystic realm. If it really is about to self-destruct, it will definitely blow us up till there isn't even any residue left. The two pieces of the great void mirror that were suspended in midair began to tremble violently. Elder Zhang rolled his eyes and retrieved the piece from the Heavenly Gates sect to prevent it from being damaged. Elder Shao and Elder Chu looked at each other. The two of them did not move. Yun Chujio was still in the mystic realm. If they kept the pieces of the great void mirror, Yun Chujio would not be able to come out. When Elder Zhang saw this, he could not help but mock and ridicule. What? Are you guys still harboring fantasies? There must be something wrong with the mystic realm. It might even collapse. Not to mention the disciples of Spirit Radiance sect, even the demonic beasts inside will all die. Impossible. Little Gio will not die. Little Gio will definitely come out. When Yun Chu and the others heard Elder Zhang's words, they did not care about their status and roared. Elder Zhang gave them a sinister look and then released his pressure on Yun Chu and the others. How could Yun Chu and the others' cultivation base withstand Elder Zhang's pressure? Their legs went weak and they almost knelt on the ground. Elder Chu raised his hand and neutralized Elder Zhang's pressure. He said unhappily, "What does this mean?" "They are just worried about their fellow disciples." "Have provoked you?" Elder Zhang said coldly, "They're just servants of your sect, and they were being disrespectful to me. I only gave them a small warning. Besides, that Yun Chujio is dead for sure. She's just a trash who plays tricks." Before Elder Zhang finished his words, an item popped out from the ancient mystery dimension. With a loud crash, it fell to the ground. I've fallen to my death. Tiske, everyone is here. Everything is fine, right? Everyone took a closer look and saw that it was a little girl who fell out. Her eyebrows were sharp and her two little tails behind her head were trembling. Who else could it be other than the treacherous Yun Chujio? Chapter 314. Was only 2 million short, little Gio. You're still alive. Sob, that's great. Yun Chu immediately hugged Yun Chujio in her arms. Yun Chujio was secretly cursing in her heart. Sigh, fifth sister's breasts have become even fuller. When will I be able to have boobs as well? How upsetting. Yun Chuki and Ching Si kept wiping their tears. Yun Chuzi and the others' eyes were also red. Although they had always believed that Yun Chujio would be fine, as time passed, the worry in their hearts gradually increased. They were almost on the verge of collapse. Little Gio was still alive. It was great. At that moment, a loud sound came from the ancient mystery dimension. Then, space began to distort. What appeared in front of everyone was like ripples of water. In the end, it completely disappeared. The fragment of the great void mirror that was floating in midair fell to the ground with a thud. Before anyone could react, a small figure jumped over and picked up the fragment and put it into her storage ring. Yun Chujio, what are you doing? Elder Xiao shouted darkly. Yun Chujio bared her little white teeth. Elder Xiao, why are you so serious? I saw that all of you are busy, so I will help you keep it for the time being. Is it that big a deal? It's not like I can escape with it. Hurry up and say something serious. Can we go back to the sect now? I miss our dear and respectable sect master. Elder Xiao recalled Yun Chujio's previous misdeeds, and for some reason, he had an ominous premonition that the fragment of the great void mirror might not be coming back. However, Wooder Chu's main focus was totally different. Yun Chujio, quickly take out the spirit herbs and demon cores you collected. We're now 2 million points lower than the Heavenly Gate sect. Spirit Radiance sect depends on you. Hearing Elder Chu's words, Elder Zhang laughed sinisterly. Elder Chu, do you really see this little girl as a savior? How many points can a mere servant at the 4th level of the Spirit Enhancement realm obtain? I'm afraid even 1,000 would be difficult, let alone 2 million. The people from the Heavenly Gates sect also began to discuss in disdain. Spirit Radiance sect is going to lose this time for sure. How could that Yun Chujio possibly have 2 million points of spoils of war? That is simply a dream. That's right. I reckon that Elder Chu thought that there wouldn't be any living people coming out of the mystic realm, so he found such an excuse. I didn't expect that Yun Chujio would actually come out. If she can't catch up to our Heavenly Gates sect this time, that would really be a slap in the face. That makes sense. Junior Sister Sue is so amazing and peerless, yet she only obtained less than 1 million points. That trash Yun Chujio can obtain 2 million points? Maybe if the sun rises from the north. Su Yenran heard everyone's discussion, and the corners of her mouth curled up slightly. Yun Chujio, so what if you have many evil schemes? Not only did Spirit Radiance sect lose to our sect, you will also never be able to catch up to me. The people from Spirit Radiance sect also felt that their hopes were slim. 2 million points. They had to kill 2,000 Tier 4 demonic beasts before they could do it. This was simply impossible. Yun Chujio did not move or say anything until the crowd's discussion gradually quieted down. Only then did she ask with a smile, Elder Chu, how many points are we lacking compared to the Heavenly Gate sect? Only 2 million? The crowd was so angry that they almost lost it. What do you mean by only 2 million? From your tone, 2 million seems to be a very small number? Elder Zhang looked at Yun Chujio with disdain. Little girl, it's 2 million, not 200. What an idiot who overestimates herself. Yun Chujio looked at him. Elder Zhang, right? If you talk like that, you'll lose friends. How can you tell that I'm an idiot? Isn't it just 2 million? What's so great about it? Watch carefully. It'll blind your snobbish eyes. Chapter 315. 10 million. Everyone's gaze was focused on Yun Chujio. Even though the people of Spirit Radiance sect felt that the chances were slim, thinking of Yun Chujio's evil schemes, they thought that she might really have cheated a lot of good things off the land. Yun Chujio stretched out her small claws, and when everyone got a closer look, they almost lost it from anger. The thing they saw on Yun Chujio's palm was a freaking meat bun. Yun Chujio laughed dryly. I'm sorry. I took the wrong one. Yun Chujio stuffed the bun into her mouth and took a bite. I haven't eaten for a long time, so I'm a little hungry. Don't mind me. Everyone was dumbfounded. Yun Chujio, are you shameless? There are thousands of us waiting, and you want us to watch you eat the bun. Yun Chujio finally finished eating the bun. She stretched out her small claws and a small water bottle appeared. She gulped down a few mouthfuls. Yun Chujio, you don't have to feign mystery anymore. It's useless for you to delay this any longer. Elder Zhang thought that Yun Chujio definitely would not be able to produce much spoils of war and that she was just stalling for time. That's right. Yun Chujio, stop resisting so stubbornly. Your sect is going to lose for sure. TSK, bragging should be taxed. This Yun Chujio is definitely bragging. She's really shameless. That's right. If she can really take out something worth 2 million points, it'll crawl back to Heavenly Gate sect. The people of Spirit Radiance sect were also at a loss. Junior sister Little Gio, can you do it or not? You usually have an array of tricks up your sleeve that never fails. This time, please don't let us down. Yun Chujio put away the bottle and said with a smile, sigh. I'm doing this for your own good. I'm afraid that if I take it out, you'll be scared. So I gave you some time to relax. Since you're in such a hurry, then brace yourself. Yun Chujio stretched out her small claws and a bright red demonic beast inner core could be seen in her palm. Even though it was only a demonic beast inner core, the demonic beast pressure emitted from it was enough to make people tremble in fear. Everyone was silent at first. Then, a disciple of Heavenly Gate's sect said disdainfully, this demonic beast's inner core looks pretty good, but it's at most the inner core of a tier 4 demonic beast. That's only 1,000 points. That's right. It's only the inner core of a tier 4 demonic beast. Why are you afraid of scaring us? You're really shameless. Shut up. You're a disgrace. Elder Zhang roared angrily. The people of Heavenly Gate's sect did not dare to say anything. What? Was that demon core very impressive? Elder Zhang, how is it? I've warned you, right? This is the inner core of a tier 8 demon beast, the single-horned demon lizard. Let me do some calculations for you. How many points is it worth? Tier 4 is 1,000, Tier 5 is 10,000, Tier 6 is 100,000, Tier 7 is 1,000,000, and Tier 8 is 10 million. 10 million. Your Heavenly Gates sect now has 8 million points less than us. Elder Zhang, your Heavenly Gates sect's new disciples' combat ability isn't really that great. The total points that your new disciples got isn't even as much as what our little Gio got alone. Elder Chu did not know what it meant to quit while the going was good, and he returned the frustration he had suffered previously to Elder Zhang. Everyone's faces were filled with shock. Tier 8 demonic beast? Yun Chujio got 10 million points alone? Oh my god. Would Tier 8 not be equivalent to the 9th level of the Spirit Cultivator realm? How did Yun Chujio do it? Could it be that she could kill a Tier 8 demonic beast just by recklessly throwing out tricks? Was that not heaven-defying? Chapter 316. Are you giving me some compensation? The people of Spirit Radiance sect were instantly elated. Their originally drooping heads had also become full of spirit. You think you're great just because you have Su Yenran. We have little ninth junior sister. That's right. What's the use of having a higher level? Although our little ninth junior sister's level is low, she's smart. She obtained 10 million points alone. The 8 of you and Su Yenran aren't even that good. No wonder Su Yenran lost to our little ninth junior sister repeatedly. It's because her brain isn't working well anymore. Ha! Su Yenran almost fainted from anger. She felt that not only the people of Spirit Radiance sect looked at her with disdain and ridicule. Even those from Heavenly Gates sect did. Su Yenran gritted her teeth and shouted angrily, "Mph! The highest level in the mystic realm is only a tier 4 demonic beast. How could there be a tier 8 demonic beast? This inner core might have been prepared by Yun Chujio beforehand." Yun Chujio was immediately unhappy and pointed at Su Yenran. "Hey, why are you so narrow-minded? If no one has ever seen it, does that mean it doesn't exist? No one has seen the heavens, do you think that that doesn't exist? You're just jealous of talent. How shameless." Su Yenran was so angry that her face turned red. "Yun Chujio, don't change the topic. How can you prove that you obtained this demonic beast inner core from the mystical realm?" She felt that this demonic beast inner core could not have been obtained by Yun Chujio. How could a trash at the 4th level of the spirit enhancement realm kill a tier 8 demonic beast? Everyone immediately burst into an uproar. Su Yanran's words were not without reason. For thousands of years, there had never been a trial disciple who had encountered a tier 4 demonic beast or above in the mystic realm. This Yun Chujio taking out a tier 8 demonic beast inner core all of a sudden really did not make sense. Elder Chu laughed out loud. "How difficult is that? All the spoils of war in the ancient mystic realm can be verified with the great void mirror fragment. If there is no way to verify, wouldn't our trial be left to our disciple to cheat? Little Jio, take out the void mirror fragment and examine it." Yun Chujio rolled her eyes. "Su Yenran, you wronged me for no reason. If I prove my innocence later, don't you have to give me some compensation?" Su Yenran snorted coldly. "Then what if T showed that you're the one who's faking it? If I'm the one who's faking it, then he'll give you this tier 8 demonic beast's inner core. If you're faking it, you can either give me the fragment of your void mirror, or lose 2 million low-grade spirit stones to me." Yun Chujio smiled like a little fox. The inner core of a tier 8 demonic beast in the world cost at least 2 million low-grade spirit stones, so no one felt anything unusual about Yun Chujio's condition. Su Yenran frowned. She could not make the decision about the void mirror fragment, and she did not have that many spirit stones. What should she do now? Elder Zhang said from the side, "All right, it's a deal. However, the great void mirror garment cannot be used as a bet. Let's bet 2 million low-grade spirit stones." Yun Chujio sighed in her heart. She knew that it would not be so easy to trick her. However, it was not a bad idea to get some spirit stones and herbs. When I'm rich, I don't have to look at that gigolo's face anymore. Yun Chujio straightened her body and put her hands behind her back. "Elder Zhang, please take a look. Otherwise, you'll think that we're cheating." Although she said it nicely, she was actually afraid that Elder Xiao would take the broken pieces of the grand illusionary mirror back. Elder Zhang took out the voir mirror fragment and produced a seal. After that, the image of a mirror appeared on the top of the demon core. "Ah, it's true. That's what I said. How could our little Jio cheat? Your Heavenly Gates sect is really generous. You actually rushed over to give our little ninth girl spirit stones." Elder Chu did not know how to show off now. Chapter 317. Extremely angry Elder Zhang was so angry that his face twisted. However, Yun Chujio was hiding behind Elder Chu. She stretched out her claws and said, "Hurry up and transfer the 2 million spirit stones to me. My little heart has been hurt too badly by you. I must use the spirit stones to soothe it." The people of the Heavenly Gates sect wished they could capture Yun Chujio and give her a good beating. She was too infuriating. Did she just take advantage of us and still pretends to be good? How did we hurt your little heart? It was you who hurt our little heart, okay? Originally, we were 2 million points ahead of your sect. 2 million. We thought that our Heavenly Gates sect would definitely win this time. It was you, this scourge, who woke us up from our sweet dream. The most profligate thing you did was that the moment your upper and lower lips touched, you somehow extorted 2 million spirit stones from us. Su Yenran never expected that the inner core of a Tier 8 demonic beast was really obtained by Yun Chujio in the mystic realm. She was both embarrassed and angry. Coupled with Elder Zhang's angry gaze, she wished that she could find a hole to hide in. Su Yenran, thank you. You're really my lucky star. Last time, I obtained a Scarlet Dawn silk because of you. This time, I obtained another 2 million spirit stones. If others didn't know better, they would definitely think that you're my long-lost biological sister. Yun Chujio took the spirit stones, then smiled and winked at Su Yenran. Su Yenran rolled her eyes and fainted from anger. Yun Chujio shrugged her shoulders and spread her hands. I was just talking. Why is she so agitated? Could it be that she really wants to be my sister? Smelly girl. You're courting death. Elder Zhang could not hold it in any longer. If he did not slap this Yun Chujio to death that day, Heavenly Gate's sect's honor would be completely disgraced. Yun Chujio saw Elder Zhang fly into a rage. With a whoosh, she once again hid behind Elder Chu. The Heavenly Gate's sect can't afford to lose. Heavenly Gate's sect is acting like a scoundrel. It's only right for them to admit defeat. You guys actually became angry out of humiliation. What a shameless move. In order to be safe, Yun Chujio simply hid behind the elders of Spirit Radiance sect and stuck out her little head, constantly provoking them. Elder Zhang's face was livid with anger. However, his attacks were all neutralized by Elder Chu, and he could not get close to Yun Chujio at all. Seeing that it was really inappropriate to continue causing trouble like this, Elder Zhang of Heavenly Gate's sect walked forward to dissuade Elder Zhang. Elder Zhang, there's still time in the future. Since the mystic realm has already disappeared, let's return to the sect. Elder Zhang knew that he would not be able to do much that day, so he could only follow Elder Zhang's words and walk down the stairs. Before he left, he shot a sinister glance at Yun Chujio, who was poking her head out. Darn girl, I won't let you off. Just as Elder Zhang was about to turn around and leave, Yun Chujio shouted, Hey! You owe 1 million spirit stones to our sect. Are you trying to cheat us? Hurry up and pay up before you leave. Elder Chu slapped his thigh. That's right. I almost let you guys get away with it. Fortunately, little Gio is here. Hurry up and give me 1 million spirit stones. Our sect has won gracefully this time. 8 million points more than you guys. Ha! Elder Zhang almost spat out a mouthful of blood. He threw 1 million spirit stones and left with the people of the Heavenly Gates sect in a huff. When the people of Heavenly Gates sect came, they were full of confidence. They did not expect such a tragic ending. All of this was caused by that Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio, you are the public enemy of our Heavenly Gates sect. Yun Chujio did not have the slightest awareness that she was their public enemy. Seeing that there was no more danger, she waved her claws at the back of the members of the Heavenly Gates sect. You guys should come to Spirit Radiance sect often to play with me. My 2 million spirit stones will be spent very soon. Remember to come and give me money often. Chapter 318. They want more little ancestors. The people of the Heavenly Gates sect staggered when they heard Yun Chujio's words. It was too infuriating. Yun Chujio, our Heavenly Gates sect is not done with you. Yun Chujio sighed at the people of Spirit Radiance sect. Sighed. Everyone, I've been worried to death for our sect. The Heavenly Gates sect must hate me to the bone this time. I'm doing this for our sect. If they gang up on me, you must help me. Everyone did not know what to say. You'd sound more sincere if you distributed the 2 million spirit stones you pocketed to everyone. However, after this incident, Yun Chujio's image among these new disciples had completely changed. In the Azure Mystic Continent, the strong were respected. No matter how Yun Chujio obtained that Tier 8 demonic beast inner core, it was she who won back Spirit Radiance sect's honor. Therefore, Yun Chujio was the hero of Spirit Radiance sect. Yun Chujio played with the treasures for a while, then she giggled at the elders and said implicitly, Elders, this time, im number 1. You know it. The elders were stunned at first, then came to from the surprise counterattack just now. Heavens, they almost forgot about that. Not only did Yun Chujio enter the top 10, but she also clinched the well-deserved first place. Did that not mean that they had to acknowledge her identity as Little Ancestor Yun? They were going to have another little ancestor. All the elders' faces immediately twitched. Even if they had thousands of reasons, it was still very sullen to let this young girl be their elder, okay? Therefore, on the way back to the sect, all the elders were unhappy and full of worries. The disciples of Spirit Radiance sect were originally laughing happily, but when they saw the elders, they did not dare to laugh loudly anymore. They were very puzzled. They had clearly won, so why were all the elders suddenly unhappy? It was really strange. After the airship arrived at the Spirit Radiance sect, these elders flew straight to the meeting hall as if they were being chased by wolves. Master Xianyuan had already received the news and led the elders to wait in the meeting hall. Elder Xiao, Elder Chu, why are you back in less than a month? Did something happen? Master Xianyuan could not help but ask worriedly when he saw the gloomy expressions on the elders' faces. Elder Chu sighed. Something did happen. I don't know if the ancient mystic realm self-destructed or why it disappeared. What? How is this possible? The ancient mystery dimension has existed for tens of thousands of years. How could it disappear for no reason? Master Xianyuan and the others were shocked. Elder Chu curled his lips. Who knows? It just disappeared. That Heavenly Gates sect actually brought their new disciples to participate in the trial at the same time and even made a bet with us. Those who had less points will be considered to have lost. Master Xianyuan and everyone immediately understood. It seemed that Spirit Radiance sect's points were low, which was why Elder Chu and the others were so depressed. Master Xianyuan consoled. Victory and defeat are common occurrences in war. You don't have to mind it so much. So be it if you lose. Elder Chu's face was full of confusion. Lose? Who said our sect lost? We won. We even surpassed Heavenly Gates sect by 8 million points. This time, it was Master Xianyuan and the others who were dumbfounded. 8 million points? What kind of joke was this? How was this possible? Elder Chu, could it be that you're joking? 8 million points. How is this possible? Master Zuanyuan's face darkened slightly. This Elder Chu was really too ridiculous. He's almost on par with that little girl, Yun Chujio. Elder Chu was also anxious. Who's joking? Yun Chujio obtained a Tier 8 single-horned demon lizard's inner core in the mystic realm. She instantly obtained 10 million points. Master Xianyuan and the others were instantly petrified. Yun Chujio? Who was on the 4th level of spirit enhancement. She killed a Tier 8 demonic beast? Is it because we're inexperienced, or is this little girl too heaven-defying? This is too unbelievable. Chapter 319. Just too soft-hearted Elder Chu saw the stupefied expressions on Master Xianyuan and the others' faces and instantly felt a lot more at ease. Speaking of which, they were also shocked back then. Sect Master, the crux of the matter now isn't that we won against the Heavenly Gates sect, but that Yun Chujio is worthy of first place. Back then, you promised her that if she were to rank within the top 10, you would acknowledge her as Little Ancestor Yun. Elder Chu saw that Master Xianyuan and the others had yet to react, so he quickly reminded them. Only then did everyone understand why Elder Chu and the others were still unhappy even after winning. That was right. Yun Chujio, that little girl, unexpectedly got first place, so they had to acknowledge her as Little Ancestor Yun. That was really depressing. That little girl was already smug to begin with. If she also had the Little Ancestor Yun identity, Spirit Radiance sect would be turned upside down by her. Master Xianyuan did not have much of a reaction. He said indifferently, since we've already discussed this, then we can only acknowledge Yun Chujio's identity as Little Ancestor Yun. Get Yun Chujio over here. Although the others were unwilling, they had nothing to say. Everyone thought to themselves, it would be great if Yun Chujio would voluntarily give up the identity of Little Ancestor Yun. However, that was pretty much impossible. That little girl was so capable of showing off. Why would she even let go of such an opportunity? After a short while, Yun Chujio came skipping over. She was so proud of herself that she even walked with her hands behind her back. Everyone's here? Not bad, not bad. You are indeed worthy of being taught. Yun Chujio nodded slightly at the crowd. Her demeanor was really great. The corners of everyone's eyes twitched. What did she say? It had not even been officially announced yet, and this girl was already starting to act like little Ancestor Yun. Master Xinyuan had a high level of self-restraint. He smiled faintly and said, Yun Chujio, you've obtained first place in this new disciple trial. According to our agreement, from today onwards, you'll be Spirit Radiance Sect's little Ancestor Yun. The 10th generation of the Spirit Radiance Sect's sect master, Master Xinyuan, pays his respects to little Ancestor Yun. Master Xinyuan bowed respectfully to Yun Chujio. When the others saw that things had come to this, they could only bow respectfully to Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio's mouth was opened so wide that it almost reached her cheeks. She lowered her hand slightly and said, Children, get up. Everyone almost spat out a mouthful of blood. When they thought of how much that scene would happen in the future, they instantly felt that they had nothing left to live for. Yun Chujio was amused to see their twitching expressions. Everyone was so angry that they were twitching. Her happiness was entirely based on their pain. It was too infuriating. Master Xinyuan looked calm and asked respectfully, Little Ancestor Yun, which mountain do you want to live on in the future? After you choose, I can help you set up a new courtyard. Yun Chujio tried hard to hold back her laughter and blinked her eyes. Then she said, Little Xinyuan, I appreciate your kindness. However, after careful consideration, inconveniences will befall you kids if my identity is announced. Therefore, I've decided not to announce this news to the public for the time being. What? Could it be that there was something wrong with his ears? This little weirdo had actually become so understanding? Everyone looked at Yun Chujio in shock. They really could not believe what she just said. Master Xinyuan was also stunned. Yun Chujio, what do you mean? Yun Chujio said with a smile, as long as you acknowledge my identity, there's no need to announce it to the public. Other than you probably being requested by me often, you can just treat me as an ordinary disciple. How is it? Does this little ancestor have the demeanor of an elder? I'm doing this for your sake. My greatest strength is that I'm too soft-hearted. When everyone heard Yun Chujio's words, they were both surprised and delighted. This was simply too good. When they thought of bowing to this little girl in front of their disciples, it was simply too awkward. Little Ancestor Yun is truly magnanimous. She is indeed worthy of being Patriarch Linghua's true disciple. That's right, little Ancestor Yun has a heavenly thunder root spirit. She's naturally different from ordinary people. That's right. Little Ancestor Yun's decision is really too wise. Master Xinyuan felt that with Yun Chujio's personality, she definitely would not be so simple. Could this little girl be up to no good again? Chapter 320. Making up for an injured old heart. Yun Chujio smiled at the crowd and nodded. You flatter me. You flatter me. As an elder, I naturally have the demeanor of an elder. Little Xinyuan, what do you think about following my instructions? Although Master Xinyuan was still uncertain, he still smiled and said, I'll follow little Ancestor Yun's arrangements. I wonder what identity little Ancestor Yun wishes to obtain temporarily? Yun Chujio giggled and said, I've already obtained first place, so I should at least be a successor disciple. Isn't that old man Sun Bozhong in seclusion cultivation? Just put me under him. All right, let's do as you say. Master Xinyuan thought to himself. It seems that the little girl has already planned it out. What exactly is she doing this for? Yun Chujio coughed dryly. Little Xinyuan, I've made such a big compromise. Let's consider that fragment of the Great Void Mirror as compensation for this little ancestor. Master Xinyuan was a little stunned. The fragment of the Void Mirror? Elder Shao said with a sullen face, Master, the fragment of the Void Mirror has already been snatched away by Yun Chujio, little Ancestor Yun. Yun Chujio's face fell. Little boulder, I don't like what you're saying. What do you mean I snatched it away? I was just keeping it for you guys, alright? The situation was so chaotic back then. If it wasn't for my quick reflexes, it might have been snatched away by those from Heavenly Gate's sect. Little boulder? Elder Xiao felt that his entire person was in a bad mood. However, although he was stubborn, he abided by the rules of etiquette. Yun Chujia's identity was already set. Even if he was dissatisfied, he did not dare to have any objections and immediately fell silent. The corners of everyone's eyes twitched slightly. No matter how they looked at it, the name Little Boulder seemed strange when it was applied to Elder Xiao's being. Since that's the case, you can keep that fragment of the Great Void Mirror. Master Xinyuan knew that Yun Chujio was not that kind-hearted. However, since the ancient dimension had been destroyed, the fragment of Void Mirror would not be of much use anymore. She can have it. Yun Chujio nodded her head in satisfaction. Then, she said with a bright smile, "It's settled then. In the future, when there are outsiders, I will be a true disciple of Spirit Radiance sect. Now, there aren't many elders like me who are thinking of the younger generation. Are you all very touched?" Everyone braced themselves and nodded their heads. No matter what, Yun Chujia's actions saved them a lot of embarrassment. Seeing this, Yun Chujio continued with a smile, "You guys are so sensible. I'm really happy. Children, I'm celebrating my birthday. Shouldn't you give me birthday gifts?" Everyone was stunned. Celebrating her birthday? Today was Yun Chujia's birthday? Master Xinyuan took out the information of his new disciple from his storage ring and flipped through it. "Little Ancestor Yun, that's not right. Isn't your birthday already over?" Yun Chujio cursed silently. That old fox actually brought that information with him. It should have been easy for me to scam them of a few things. If an ordinary person were to be exposed, it would definitely be very awkward. However, Yun Chujio did not have the awareness and just coughed dryly. Cough cough. My 15th birthday is over. Shouldn't you all feel guilty for your negligence? Hurry up and make up for the birthday present to make up for my injured heart. All right, if you want to make up for the previous 14 years of birthday present, I won't stop you. Everyone was absolutely speechless. They knew it. This fellow was not that kind-hearted. She even said that she was thinking of them. She was just trying to scam them. After struggling for a while, they still chose honor over money. Each and every one of them began to painfully take out the so-called birthday present. Yun Chujio didn't know what it meant to be reserved at all. When she saw that she was dissatisfied, she immediately returned the goods. Low-grade spirit tool? You're disrespecting your elders. Little Xianyuan, what does the 8th rule of Spirit Radiance sect say? Isn't there a punishment for disrespecting your elders? That bitter elder did not wait for Master Xinyuan to reply. He hurriedly took out a middle-grade spirit tool and handed it to Yun Chujio. Little Ancestor Yun, I took the wrong one just now. Yun Chujio nodded. You're so young but you don't have good eyesight. Be careful in the future. Yun Chujio was beaming with joy as she accepted the gifts. She was thinking that it would be great if she could have 8 or 10 birthdays that year. Chapter 321. Interrogating a ball of yarn. Yun Chujio was the best at giving people a sweet slap. Seeing everyone's pained expression, she said sincerely, "Everyone, do you think I'm a little greedy?" Everyone was silent. Is there a need to ask? You're not just a little greedy. You're very greedy. Actually, I have my own difficulties. I'm not a greedy person, but I'm too weak now. I need to have some means to save my life. If I'm captured by others, you will definitely save me as a sign of respect to your teacher, right? If they come up with any excessive conditions, you will be in a dilemma. Why don't you give me something good and let me be safe? Am I right? The grievances in everyone's hearts dissipated a little. What Yun Chujio said made some sense. She was only at the 4th level of the spirit enhancement realm, so she was indeed too weak. Moreover, I have the heavenly thunder root spirit. It'll definitely soar to the sky in the future. I'm not someone who doesn't repay kindness. In the future, I might be rich. When that time comes, you can choose any high-grade spirit tool or high-grade medicinal pill you want. If it's not good enough, I'll use lightning to help you strike whoever you dislike. Yun Chujia's face was full of sincerity. The sincerity in her eyes was so touching that it almost made people cry. The remaining dissatisfaction in everyone's hearts had also dispersed. Although Yun Chujio was not great, she was still pure-hearted. From the looks of it, they were a little stingy. Alas, they had lived for a few hundred years in vain. They were even worse than a 15-year-old child. How shameful! Master Xinyuan could not help but sigh. This Yun Chujia's control over people's hearts was really amazing. How did a 15-year-old little girl do this? It was truly heaven-defying. Seeing that everyone was satisfied, Yun Chujio smiled and said, "Little Xinyuan, since there's nothing else, I'll go back first. See you again in the future. I'm still that little disciple of Spirit Radiance sect. See you later." Master Xinyuan waved his hand, indicating that she could leave. Yun Chujio hopped out of the meeting hall and headed straight for the dormitory. "Master, why didn't you let them announce your identity?" the rolling pin asked in puzzlement. "A tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. I don't want to become a target for some people. Besides, what if they capture me and threaten Spirit Radiance sect? How great is it now that I made a huge profit and even obtained the fragment of the Great Void Mirror? Let's go back quickly and interrogate Furry." On the way back, Yun Chujio made a decision. After repeatedly weighing the pros and cons, she made the decision not to reveal her identity. Yun Chujio returned to her dormitory and simply tidied up. Then she shouted angrily, "Furry, get out here." Furry flew out from between Yun Chujio's brows and rolled on the ground happily. "Ah, I finally get to see the outside world. This is great." Yun Chujio gritted her teeth. "Furry, why did you take me out of the realm? You caused my image to be seriously damaged. Were you purposely taking revenge on me?" Furry hurriedly explained, "Master, there's nothing I can do about it. The main body of the Great Void Mirror recognizes you as its master, so it naturally can no longer exist outside of your body." Yun Chujio thought for a moment and felt it made sense. It seemed like she had wronged Furry. "All right, let's turn the page. Furry, hurry up and get me some high-grade spirit herbs. I need it." Yun Chujio thought to herself that she had been plucking sheep's wool in the spirit herb garden many times, and it was the perfect time to get some spirit herbs to return to Elder Chi. Fui's eyes flickered with guilt as it stammered, "Master, master? There's something I need to tell you." Chapter 322. The outside world is so cruel. Yun Chujio had an inexplicable foreboding. "Speak." "Well, dear master, there's 8 pieces of the Great Void Mirror, right? Hence, there are flaws to its functionality. For the time being, and I really mean for the time being, other than me, nothing else can be taken out of it." After the ball of yarn finished speaking, it retracted its 4 limbs into the ball of yarn, feeling guilty. Yun Chujio was stunned at first, and then she was instantly enraged. She thought that she had gotten a great bargain, and only after a long time did she found out that she had brought back such a useless thing. Yun Chujio sneered at the ball of yarn that had shrunk into a ball. "Ball of yarn, since you have no other use, then I'll just use you to play Kuju-un." Yun Chujio kicked the ball of yarn away. The ball of yarn hit the wall and bounced back. Then it was kicked away again and bounced back. "Master, master, I'm not finished. Stop, let me finish." The ball of yarn hugged Yun Chujio's calf and begged pitifully. "Speak." "Master, as long as you get the 8 fragments back and fix the void mirror, you'll be rich. The void mirror is a divine artifact. It's much stronger than the rolling pin." The rolling pin was immediately unhappy. "If you want to say something, just say it. Why hold back? I'll beat you to death, bitch." The miserable ball of yarn was instantly beaten into a blanket, tears streaming down its face. Sob sob. Baby Yarn Ball regrets this. The world outside is so cruel. Yun Chujio touched her chin. A divine artifact? It sounded pretty awesome. However, not to mention the other 4 fragments, just the fragments in the hands of the other 3 great sects were already very difficult to get, right? Yun Chujio held the Spirit Radiance sect's fragment in her hand and asked Ball of Yarn, "I have one in my hand now. If I fix it, will it have any use? Furry got up from the ground and said fawningly, Master, if I fix this piece, I can get the yellow category, low-grade spirit herbs and first-grade demon beasts out of the mystic realm for you. And how do I operate it? Yun Chujio curled her lips. They were all worthless goods, but it was better than nothing. At least in the future, she did not have to go to the mountains to get roasted meat anymore. The ball of yarn taught Yun Chujio an obscure and difficult chant. After Yun Chujio recited it, the fragment of the void mirror in her hand floated up and hid between Yun Chujio's eyebrows. Yun Chujio looked inside and sure enough, one of the holes in the great void mirror had been repaired. Yun Chujio secretly stared at the two things in her dantian. These two things were not good aid, and she did not know whether it was a blessing or a curse. It was already lunchtime. The three foodies naturally had a big meal. Especially Furry, who had never eaten these delicacies before. It ate with all its might. After it finished eating, its entire body swelled up. Furry immediately forgot about the abuse she had suffered previously. Baby Yarn does not regret this. The outside world is really too fucking awesome. Little Sister Gio. Little Sister Gio. Big brother is here to see you. Yun Chujio frowned. Why was the red-clothed pervert there? This black-headed chicken must have sent someone to monitor her. Otherwise, why would he come when she had just returned? Yun Chujio rolled her eyes. Since you took the initiative to come to my door, don't blame me for being ruthless. If I don't kill you, I would be wronging the 99,000 spirit stones that the gigolo had swindled you of. Yun Chujio giggled as she walked out of the room. Brother Wuji, I'm so happy to see you. I was wondering why the sky is blue, the grass is green, and the flowers are blooming today. Turns out, I have a distinguished guest. Chapter 323. Young Master, please wake up little Sister Gio, you really know how to talk. I haven't seen you in a while. Did you miss your big brother? Here, take these flowers. Shui Wuji took out a bunch of colorful wildflowers from his storage ring and handed it to Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio casually took it and said, Big brother Wuji, this good-looking but useless thing is not as practical as 2 meat buns. Next time, don't do such a stupid thing. Shui Wuji was speechless. Secret Agent Hua Hua remembered that his young master had confidently said that Yun Chujio would be overjoyed when she saw the flowers. She would definitely be moved to tears. Young master, does your pride hurt? Shui Wuji looked at Yun Chujio casually throwing the bouquet of wild flowers that he had carefully arranged on the stone table. He was so angry that his heart was twitching. This stupid girl had no aesthetic sense at all. She actually abused his hard work. Brother Wuji, why do you look so pale? Are you hungry? Yun Chujio asked with a smile. I was in a hurry to see you. I haven't had lunch yet. Shui Wuji loosened his fists in his sleeve. This darn girl still cares about me. Yun Chujio's eyes lit up. Brother Wuji, what do you want to eat? I have everything here. Anything. Anything is fine. Shui Wuji felt even more touched. This stupid girl is so considerate toward me. Yun Chujio quickly took out a table of food from her storage ring. Seeing that the bouquet of wildflowers was in the way, she pushed it to the ground. The corner of Shui Wuji's eyes twitched violently. This little girl is really not romantic. However, at least she still has some feelings for me. Otherwise, she wouldn't have taken the initiative to prepare food for me. Shui Wuji was really a little hungry. He picked up his chopsticks and started eating. Little Sister Gio, your food is not bad. I'm about to fall in love with you. After Shui Wuji had eaten his fill, he leaned back slightly on the recliner. His long and narrow phoenix eyes were filled with charm as he looked at Yun Chujio with deep affection. When Yun Chujio heard Shui Wuji's words, she was stunned. Shui Wuji was pleased with himself. A little girl who had never seen the world was a piece of cake for this young master. As long as he used some tricks, she would be completely loyal to him. Biming, just you wait to be cuckolded. Brother Wuji, what did you say just now? I was just calculating the bill and didn't hear clearly. We're old acquaintances. How about this? I will give you a discount for this table of dishes. You only need to pay me 100,000 spirit stones. Yun Chujio said with a smile. Shui Wuji almost fell off his chair. What? Was she not mesmerized by him? Was she counting money? Secret Agent Hua Hua quietly stepped back. Young master, you better be careful. Why don't you learn your lesson? The little girl doesn't even like you. Wake up. Shui Wuji gritted his teeth. Little sister Jio, I remember you said last time that you wouldn't charge me for my meals in the future? Yun Chujio blinked her eyes. I didn't charge you for your food. I charged you for the vegetables. I didn't include the rice. Shui Wuji was speechless. Brother Wuji, are you trying to go back on your word? No wonder Prince Charming said that you're a cheapskate. Prince Charming is always very generous. Yun Chujio curled her lips with a look of disdain. Shui Wuji was like a cat whose tail had been stepped on. He immediately became anxious. He's the cheapskate. Little sister Jio, I was joking with you just now. It's just 100,000 spirit stone, isn't it? Take it. Chapter 324. I'll take it. Yun Chujio accepted the spirit stones, and her smile immediately brightened. Brother Wuji, you're really a generous tycoon. Are you thirsty? Let me make you a pot of tea, okay? Little sister Jio, I'm not thirsty. Let's chat. Shui Wuji shook his head like a rattledrum. What a joke. This little girl was so ruthless. A pot of tea would probably cost him 10,000 spirit stones. Brother Wuji, I originally wanted to give you a pot of tea. Since that's the case, I'll drink it myself. Yun Chujio poured a cup of tea and sipped it. The dishes Shui Wuji ate were a little salty. Initially, he did not think much of it. Now that he heard the sound of Yun Chujio drinking water, he immediately felt thirsty. Little sister Jio, I'm also a little thirsty. Yun Chujio smiled and poured a cup for Shui Wuji. Big brother Wuji, please have some tea. Shui Wuji's depression dissipated a little, and he drank the tea in one gulp. Yun Chujio helped fill another cup, and Shui Wuji drank it all. After drinking 3 cups in a row, Shui Wuji put down the teacup. Little sister Jio, there's no need to pour. I don't want to drink anymore. Brother Wuji, 1 cup costs 10,000 spirit stones, and 3 cups costs 30,000 spirit stones. Pay up. What? Didn't you say you would give it to me as a gift? Yeah, didn't you want the pot of tea that I gave you as a gift? These 3 cups are for a fee. Brother Wuji, are you trying to renege on your promise? If you don't want to give it to me, then so be it. I can't beat you anyway. Sigh, Prince Charming never reneges on his promise. He always pays up without hesitation. Shui Wuji felt like his head was about to burst. This wretched girl was really crafty. He was so angry. Shui Wuji endured but did not make a move. He squeezed out a smile and said, Little sister Jio, you're really lively. Isn't it just 30,000 spirit stones? Take it. Brother Wuji is really a good person who keeps his word. Brother Wuji, do you want to have some spirit fruits? Are you going to charge me? Shui Wuji gritted his teeth and asked. Of course I do. Brother Wuji, it can't be that you can't afford it, right? Since you can't afford it, then forget it. I'll sell it to my Prince Charming. I can't afford it? Bring me as many as you have. Shui Wuji straightened his back. This young master is much richer than that expressionless man. Secret Agent Hua Hua rubbed his forehead. Young master, where is your usual shrewdness? Why do you always look like a fool when you're with this little girl? She's obviously trying to trick you. Sure enough, Yun Chujio smiled and produced a basket of red fruits, each of which was only the size of a thumb. Brother Wuji, there are a total of 580 coral fruits costing 100 spirit stones each, which comes to a total of 58,000 spirit stones. Pay up. Shui Wuji jumped up immediately. 1 spirit stone can buy a whole cart of these lousy coral fruits on the streets. You're selling them to me for 58,000? Are you trying to rob me? Yun Chujio pouted her mouth aggrievedly. Brother Wuji, the coral fruits you mentioned are from the demonic beast forest. I picked these from the ancient mystic dimension. The ancient mystic dimension has disappeared, so these coral fruits are precious. If it weren't for our good relationship, I wouldn't have sold them to you. It's fine if you don't buy them, but when the Prince Charming comes, I'll sell them to him. Maybe he'll give me 100,000 spirit stones for them. Shui Wuji snorted coldly. No matter where you pick them, they're just coral fruits without any spiritual essence. I don't believe that Di Baiming would pay 100,000 spirit stones for this damn thing. As soon as Shui Wuji finished his words, a cold voice was heard. Black Thing, I'll pay 200,000 spirit stones for these fruits. Chapter 325. It's for your young master's consumption anyway. Along with his voice, Di Baiming, who had an austere aura, appeared. He glanced at the bouquet of wild flowers on the ground, then glanced at the food and spiritual fruits on the stone table, and glared fiercely at Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio inexplicably felt a little guilty, and then she straightened her small waist. HMH, what was she guilty about? She did not do anything bad. Besides, why did the gigolo look like he caught her in bed? Who was he to do that? Shui Wuji was shocked. He did not notice Di Baiming at all when he was nearby. This meant that Di Baiming's emotionless skills had increased again. Black Thing, I want these coral fruit. I'll transfer 200 spirit stones to you later. Go and wash a plateful for me. I'll invite young Master Shui to taste it. After all, a frugal person like young Master Shui wouldn't be willing to buy such expensive fruits. Di Baiming sat on the stone bench and said indifferently. Yun Chujio smiled brightly and replied in a crisp voice, All right, Prince Charming, you're the real nouveau riche. I'll go and wash the fruits now. Shui Wuji felt that the word real was very harsh on his ears and he sneered. Wait, there must be a first come, first serve way to buy things, right? Little Sister Jio, this young master will also pay 200 spirit stones for the fruit. Secret Agent Huahua was about to cry. Young master, the two of them are trying to trick you. Are you stupid? You're usually cunning. But why do you look like an idiot when you meet Di Baiming and Yun Chujio? Yun Chujio seemed to be in a difficult position when she heard Shui Wuji's words. She said timidly, This? Prince Charming, it was indeed Brother Wuji who came first. I'm sorry, I can only sell the fruit to Brother Wuji. Di Baiming raised his eyebrows. He came first, but it only counts when you pay for the business. Come here. I'll transfer the spirit stones to you now. Shui Wuji immediately became anxious. Little Sister Jio, I'll transfer it to you now. Yun Chujio seemed to be in a difficult position. She stomped her feet and said, My Prince Charming, I'm sorry. I should sell it to Brother Wuji. He came first. Shui Wuji was very proud. He could not wait to transfer the 200,000 spirit stones to Yun Chujio. Then he said, Di Baiming, this fruit is mine. It's my treat. Little Sister Jio, go and wash the fruits for me. Yun Chujio blinked her eyes. Brother Wuji, I just remembered that this fruit is pure and uncontaminated. It doesn't need to be washed. If we wash it with water, it might lose its flavor. We can just eat it like this. Shui Wuji smacked his lips. Why did he feel like he had been tricked? Shui Wuji calmed down and gritted his teeth in anger. These two made a trap for him to fall into? He had actually fallen for the trap on a whim. Shui Wuji was both angry and annoyed. He had always been the one who cheated others. Why was he repeatedly deceived by this smelly little girl, Yun Chujio? It must be that he was too careless. Yes, it must be so. Brother Wuji, you said that you are treating us to the fruits? Are you still doing that? Can we start eating? Yun Chujio answered with a smile. Shui Wuji gritted his teeth and said, Yes. Of course it counts. Let's eat. Yun Chujio cheered and grabbed a bunch of coral fruits for An Feng and An Yin, who appeared one after another. Then, she grabbed another bunch for Secret Agent Huahua and said, Little Huahua, try this. It's sweet then sour, then sweet then sour. It's your young master's treat anyway, so don't be shy. Secret Agent Huahua felt that his young master's head was already faintly emitting smoke. This Yun Chujio was really too infuriating. Chapter 326. Women are afraid of marrying the wrong man. Shui Wuji's heart was bleeding as he watched the crowd eat the fruits. A small fruit costs more than 300 spirit stones. You're not eating fruit, you're eating my spirit stones. Shui Wuji saw that the fruit was rapidly decreasing, so he quickly grabbed a handful and ate it. Eating one was equivalent to earning 300 spirit stones. He'll eat them. Perhaps it was because he had spent spirit stones, but Shui Wuji felt that the fruit was indeed much sweeter than a large cart of coral fruits. The basket of coral fruits was quickly eaten up by everyone. Shui Wuji was so depressed that he wanted to vomit blood. I feel uncomfortable. I just don't have to think about it. Therefore, he looked at Di Baiming with a meaningful look. Then, he smiled and said, Di Baiming, I haven't congratulated you yet. I heard that the old madam of your palace has recently invited many young ladies to your palace as guests for you to choose your concubines. Those young ladies are all socialites from the Tianyuan continent. You have so much variety of concubines to choose from. You're really lucky in love. Di Baiming said expressionlessly, our palace is relatively quiet and not as lively as your sect. That's why my mother would occasionally hold some banquets. The matter of choosing concubines is completely non-existent. If I were like you, I believe my mother would not be so free. Shui Wuji originally wanted to sow discord between Di Baiming and Yun Chujio, but he did not expect Di Baiming to turn it on him. He quickly explained to Yun Chujio, little sister Jio, I don't have any harem. Those girls are all willing to be guests in our sect. There's nothing between them and me. At most, I'll ask them to dance and sing for me. When I marry you in the future, I'll definitely chase them away. Yun Chujio giggled, what's the point of chasing them away? I'll be more lively with more people. I'll be great if we can form 2 Kuju teams. Little sister Jio, do you mean that you'll agree to be with me? Shui Wuji asked excitedly. He thought to himself, what's the big deal about giving a few spirit stones? As long as I get Yun Chujio, this wretched girl, it would be the biggest insult to Di Baiming. Yun Chujio tried her best to ignore Di Baiming's cold gaze and said with a smile, Brother Wuji, you've misunderstood. I'm giving you a suggestion. In the future, if you have a girl that you like, you can do this. Little sister Jio, I'll only take 1 scoop out of the 3,000 won. Other than you, I won't marry anyone else. Shui Wuji said with deep affection, his eyes full of friendship. Brother Wuji, I appreciate your kindness, but I only treat you as my elder brother. Yun Chujio cursed in her heart. This flirt must seduce many girls. Otherwise, how can he be so smooth with his words? Shui Wuji looked heartbroken and then smiled bitterly. Little sister Jio, your words really hurt my heart. But it doesn't matter. Brotherly love is still love. One day, you'll find that I'm the most suitable man for you. You'll find out the true face of a hypocrite sooner or later. On one hand, someone is choosing concubines in his own palace, and on the other hand, he's pretending to like you in front of you. Such a scumbag is not worthy of you, little sister Jio. Di Baiming could not stand it anymore and said coldly, Shui Wuji, if you don't want to die, then get lost. When Shui Wuji saw that Di Baiming finally lost his composure, he became even more spirited. Little sister Jio, I exposed someone's true colors and he became angry out of embarrassment. Little sister Jio, you're still young and have never seen the evil of the world. Men are afraid of entering the wrong line of work and women are afraid of marrying the wrong man. You must keep your eyes open. Chapter 327. I'll give you a poem. Di Baiming's aura suddenly changed. He stood up and took a few steps forward. Shui Wuji, isn't the lesson I taught you a few days ago enough? Do you want your demon blood sex territory to shrink by another 10%? Shui Wuji sneered. Di Baiming, are you angry because you are humiliated? Little sister Jio looked. He's guilty. You must keep your eyes open. Yun Chujio acted as if she did not see the tense atmosphere between the two of them. She smiled and said, Yes, Brother Wuji, I know. A good person like you will be rewarded. As a token of my gratitude, I'll give Brother Wuji a poem. Shui Wuji was very proud. Little sister Jio, you are really talented. You even know how to write poems? Recite it. Di Baiming was instantly enraged when he heard that Yun Chujio was actually going to give Xue Wuji a poem. The first thing that came to his mind was the love poem that Yun Chujio had given him back then. Could it be that the black thing was also going to give Xue Wuji a poem? This was really outrageous. Yun Chujio ignored Di Baiming's dead fish eyes when, with her hands behind her back, she straightened her back and said loudly, "Brother Wuji, listen well. Good will be rewarded for good, and evil will be rewarded for evil. Good and evil will be rewarded in the end. If you don't believe it, look up and see who will be spared by the heavens." Xue Wuji was speechless. Darn girl, are you praising me or scolding me? Why doesn't it seem like a good thing? Brother Wuji, how's my poem? It's simple, easy to understand, and full of philosophical meaning. It's too suitable for you. Yun Chujio said with a smile. The corner of Xue Wuji's eyes twitched. Little sister Jio, why do I feel that your poem doesn't seem to be praising me, but rather cursing me? Yun Chujio's small face immediately sank. Brother Wuji, how can you say that? This poem of mine praises good people and curses evil people. Not only did you give me spirit stones, but you also reminded me not to fall for the scumbag man's trap. How can you be an evil person? You're obviously a good person with a good heart. Xue Wuji was rendered speechless. He could not possibly expose himself as someone with a bad heart, right? Xue Wuji felt that if he continued to stay here, he would definitely be angered to the point that he would vomit blood. However, he could not leave letting the two of them feel great either. I've eaten and drank here, so I'll take my leave then. Little sister Jio, you must keep your eyes open. You mustn't accept a scumbag who has multiple faces. He'll come and visit you often. Yun Chujio waved her claws. Goodbye, Brother Wuji. Remember to bring more spirit stones next time. I still have some good things to sell you. Xue Wuji originally wanted to leave Yun Chujio a cool back view, but when he heard this, he staggered and quickly left with Secret Agent Huahua. He looked like he was running away. Yun Chujio turned around as if she did not see Di Baiming and hopped into the house. Di Baiming was originally sitting on the stone bench and purposely put on a face that made people stay away from him. He was waiting for Yun Chujio to explain herself. Mich, black thing, I definitely won't forgive you easily this time. The miserable overlord did not expect Yun Chujio to ignore him. She hopped straight into the house. Di Baiming initially thought that Yun Chujio had entered the house to retrieve something. Perhaps it was a love letter or something like that. However, after waiting and waiting, Yun Chujio still did not come out. Di Baiming was so angry that his face turned green. Alright, after not seeing her for a few days, Black Thing's courage is getting bigger and bigger. Not only is she chatting and laughing with that idiot Xue Wuji, she actually dares to ignore me. I won't let her off. Di Baiming kicked the door to pieces with a loud bang and then stormed into the house angrily. Chapter 328, Male God, Sing Me a Lullaby. And Feng heard the sound of Di Baiming kicking the door, and he could not help but shrink his neck. Your Majesty, in terms of chasing girls, you're really inferior to Xue Wuji. With your pursuit, you're destined to die alone. Di Baiming entered the room and saw Yun Chujio lying on the bed, twitching as if she was crying. Di Baiming suppressed his anger and asked awkwardly, Black Thing, what are you doing? Yun Chujio raised her head. Her eyes were red and tears were streaming down her face. She grabbed the pillow in her hand and threw it at Di Baiming. Sob sob, you're such a pervert. I don't want to see you again. Under normal circumstances, Di Baiming would definitely tear the pillow that was thrown at him into pieces. However, he was a little numb then. Black Thing was crying so sadly. What should I do? She must have heard Xue Wuji's stupid words and misunderstood me. Black Thing, Xue Wuji's stupid words aren't true. Women are the most troublesome. Why would I choose a concubine so early? Yun Chujio sneered in her heart. If you don't choose a concubine now, meaning you'll choose one sooner or later. Damn it. If I don't torture you, you won't learn your lesson. Yun Chujio allowed her tears to fall one drop at a time as she said bitterly, Prince Charming, you should go. Brother Wuji's words make sense. You're indeed not my lover. You'll meet the woman you like when you're choosing your concubine. You should go. Just let me die of sadness alone. Sob sob. Bai Ming felt his heart clench and he explained helplessly, Black Thing, I didn't mean that. I will not choose a concubine in the future. Sob sob. You're lying. You even said that you would treat me well. But not only did you glare at me, you even broke my door. How is that treating me well? Sob sob, living is so tiring. I might as well die. Sob sob, don't stop me. I'm going to hit the wall and commit suicide. Yun Chujio said as she climbed up from the bed and crashed into a wall. Bai Ming was so scared that he almost jumped out. He quickly hugged Yun Chujio. Black Thing. I was wrong. I won't kick the door anymore. I'll definitely treat you well in the future. Yun Chujio felt that the fire was almost ready. Little fellow, I'll simmer it slowly. Sooner or later, I'll make you a wife slave. Then she rolled her eyes and pretended to faint. Bai Ming was so anxious that he stuffed the pills and lost his spiritual power. Only then did Yun Chujio pretend to be weak and said, My idol, I'm fine. I'm just a little too sad. Carry me to the bed for me to rest. Bai Ming quickly put Yun Chujio gently on the bed and asked nervously, Are you feeling better now? Yun Chujio said weakly, I'm alright but I'm feeling a little stuffy. Thin blue, shiitake mushroom. Thin blue, shiitake mushroom. Bai Ming was confused and quickly said, Black Thing, then you should get some rest. I'll get in Feng and the others to replace the door for you. Prince Charming, I'm feeling very anxious. Sing me a lullaby. Yun Chujio said weakly. Bai Ming's face turned red. Black Thing, I don't know how to sing a lullaby. My heart hurts. I can't breathe. Yun Chujio clutched her chest and cried out pitifully. Bai Ming gritted his teeth and recalled the lullaby his mother sang when he was young. He sang in a low voice, The moon is bright, the wind is still, the leaves cover the windows. The crickets are calling, just like the sound of the zither strings. The sound of the zither is light and melodious, and the cradle is swaying gently. My baby, close your eyes and sleep, sleep in your dreams. Yun Chujio almost burst out laughing. She tried hard to hold back her laughter and lay on the pillow, but she actually fell asleep slowly. Chapter 329. I must hit my head against the wall today. Bai Ming saw that Yun Chujio's face was still dripping with tears, so he bent down and gently kissed her. Then he was stunned. Tears are salty. Why were Black Thing's tears so spicy? Bai Ming suspiciously picked up Yun Chujio's hand and looked at it. Indeed, there was a tiny bit of red chili left under her fingernails. Bai Ming was so angry that he almost fainted. Good. Very good. Black Thing, you actually used chili to trick me? Bai Ming immediately wanted to scold Yun Chujio awake. He endured it, gritted his teeth and left. Yun Chujio did not know that the truth had been exposed. After a beautiful sleep, she covered her little head in the quilt and laughed secretly. Haha, the gigolo actually sang a lullaby for me. This idiot didn't even know how to change the lyrics. What a fucking baby. Can't he change it to my little Gio? He's so stupid. However, the gigolo's singing was pretty good. In the future, she would make him sing a lullaby while she slept. If he did not sing, she would pretend to be sick. Anyway, no one would be able to tell what was going on because of the pain in her heart. Yes, let's do it. She fantasized about a beautiful future on the bed. Then her stomach began to growl. Hence, she lied on the bed and pretended to be weak. Prince Charming, come in quickly. I'm so uncomfortable. Bai Ming walked in with an expressionless face. He barely held back the thought of strangling Yun Chujio. He gritted his teeth and asked, Uncomfortable again? How can we fix that? Yun Chujio said pitifully, Maybe I'm hungry? I won't feel uncomfortable if I eat something delicious. Prince Charming, did you bring me something delicious? Give me a few pieces of golden cake first. It'll be down. Bai Ming sneered, Black Thing, I think it'll be better if you eat some chili noodles. Yun Chujio was instantly dumbfounded. It's over. She was exposed. How did the gigolo find out that she used chili to wipe her eyes? It was over. She had tortured the gigolo badly and even made him sing a lullaby for her. He would not let her off so easily. What should she do? This fellow's skin was unusually thick and she said nonchalantly, "Prince Charming, how did you know that I put chili on my face? You really have a divine plan." It was like this. At that time, I felt extremely uncomfortable, but I wanted to cry, but there were no tears. I was afraid that I would be sullen, so I could only use chili to urge my tears, to release my sad emotions. Beiming was furious. "Black thing, you really know how to spout nonsense. You even lied to me and said that you were heartbroken? You even said that you don't want to live anymore. Didn't you want to hit the wall? Go ahead and hit it." Yun Chujio blinked her eyes and pouted, "Prince Charming, you really disappointed me. I didn't expect you to be such a heartless Prince Charming. I'll hit the wall now. If you have the ability, then don't stop me." Beiming snorted. "Don't worry. I won't stop you." Yun Chujio jumped down from the bed and hugged Beiming's arm. She shouted shamelessly, "My Prince Charming, didn't you say you won't stop me? Then why are you pulling my arm? Let go of me, I must do this today." Beiming was speechless. Yun Chujio was flexible. She said obsequiously, "Prince Charming, it's wrong for me to use chili to tear up, but there's something wrong with you too. Let's call it even. Humans aren't saints, how can there not be mistakes? I promise I won't do it again. Please forgive me and let this slide." Beiming looked at Yun Chujio's shameless look and could not bring himself to teach her a lesson. He could only snort coldly, "It won't happen again." Yun Chujio made a victory sign in her heart. To deal with this kind of arrogance, she had to be a little more thick-skinned. After all, honor was not worth anything. If she lost it, so be it. Chapter 330. You won't die with me. Around Yun Chujio held Beiming's arm and hopped out of the house. And Feng could not help but give Yun Chujio a thumbs up in his heart. Miss Jiao is really something. When we went in, he wanted to eat people. Now, the clouds have turned sunny. And Feng, please help me install the door. Otherwise, my Prince Charming will catch a cold at night. They'll feel sorry for him. Yun Chujio said with a smile. And Feng was faced with a slew of public affection. He started to install the door sadly. As for where the door came from, well, he took it from the other yard. "Idol, are you tired? Let me massage your shoulders." "Idol, are you thirsty? Let me make you a pot of tea." "Idol, are you bored? Let me tell you a joke." Yun Chujio followed the principle of giving a sweet date with a slap, and tried her best to please Beiming. The resentment in Beiming's heart was instantly replaced by a pink, happy bubble. He felt that it would be great if Black Thing was by his side every day from then on. Only such days would be lively and more enjoyable. Yun Chujio saw that it was almost time, so she said pitifully, "Idol, are you hungry? Let's have dinner." Beiming was in a good mood, so he did not make things difficult for her. He immediately took out the prepared food and the two of them began to eat dinner. After dinner, Yun Chujio said smugly, "My idol, I got a little thing from the Secret Realm trial a few days ago. It's really fun." And Feng had reported to Beiming about Yun Chujio's participation in the trial, but Feng did not know about furry, so Beiming raised his eyebrows. "What little thing is fun? Furry, come out. Meet my idol." The ball of yarn had long been shameless for food. When it heard Yun Chujio's call, it immediately flew out from between Yun Chujio's eyebrows. "Dear master, I'm coming." Beiming looked at ball of yarn on the ground. What was this thing? A ball of yarn had turned into a spirit? "Prince Charming, this ball of yarn is furry. Isn't it fun? Furry, roll a few times to make Prince Charming happy. If you perform well, I'll reward you with some delicious food." Furry had long forgotten about its integrity as a spirit and immediately rolled on the ground. "This is a spirit?" Beiming's eyes twitched. Why did this spirit look so unreliable? Other than acting cute, there was probably nothing else it could do. Yun Chujio nodded. "My Prince Charming, don't think that Furry is a weakling. Once I find the other 7 fragments of the void mirror, I'll be rich. D. Biming was confused and asked, Void mirror? Fragments? What do you mean? Yun Chujio told him about the void mirror and D. Biming, and the other 2 were surprised. Was that not too heaven-defying? She only participated in the trial to pick some spiritual herbs, so it was fine if she got some demonic cores. This guy was great. It just gave her a whole nest of them. If the 4 great sects knew that the trial place was monopolized by someone, they would have to find Yun Chujio. Yun Chujio suddenly sighed. Pursing her lips, she said, Prince Charming, although it's a good thing to have an artifact, but that damn mirror and that strange grass aren't under my control. This ball of wool is said to be a spirit and has the ability to control space, but it can't even control the mystic realm. D. Biming frowned. He had browsed through a lot of information and asked some mighty figures. However, he had never heard of a situation like hers. Originally, that grass was already difficult to deal with. Now, a great void mirror was living in her. It was really a case of one wave rising before the other. Yun Chujio was rather open-minded. She giggled and said, Prince Charming, you don't have to worry. At worst, it's just death. I'll earn a day every day I live. What's the point of thinking so much? D. Biming's expression changed and he shouted angrily, What nonsense are you spouting? With this me here, you won't die. If a demon wants to kill you, I will eliminate it. If a god wants to kill you, I will destroy it. Even if the heavens wants to destroy you, even if I have to defy the heavens, I won't allow it to touch you in the slightest. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.